I sit here in Dirtmouth, his voice in my ears. Who else but Zote the mighty appears? A bit of a hunch, a sour look on his face. He returns from arena, not quite a disgrace. He chatters and yammers the whole dim day long. His words have no rhyme and no rhythm or song. Beside him sits dear little Bretta the shy, who listens for hours and not once asks why. Why won't he stop? Do his words ever cease? What size are his lungs for such endless release? The bug sure must realize he's never won, yet he never shuts up of the deeds that he's done. There's a strong moral code that rests deep in his heart, a list that's so long it must surely be art. It's always been stated, for it's never been wrote. Come listen, well, children, to the 57 precepts of Zote. Gosh, he just never does shut up, does he? Okay, welcome to an extra video. I have had to record that like 5 times because I trip over my words every so often. Okay, so let's get over with the 57 precepts of Zote, shall we? But that's not the only danger I've had to overcome in my quest for glory. You've noticed this trophy, haven't you? A keepsake from my final triumphant battle deep in the pit below us. Yes, Life Ender claimed another victim, and the crowd erupted into ecstatic cheering. Cheering that was both loud and utterly sincere. To what do I owe my long strings of triumphs and victories, you ask? As I said earlier, the key is in my personal philosophy, the 57 precepts of Zote. Particularly relevant here is the first precept: always win your battles. As for the other 56 precepts, well... Okay! I'm gonna wander over here real quick. Just so I can talk without him talking in my ear and I can concentrate. I will not be speaking as Zote for the rest of this video because it kills my throat with one single collection of... one single collection of dialogue boxes. So I'm going to go back there and I'm going to read it as myself. You'll have to excuse me. Precept 2. Never let them laugh at you. Fools laugh at everything, even at their superiors. But beware, laughter isn't harmless. Laughter spreads like a disease and soon everyone is laughing at you. You need to strike at the source of this perverse merriment quickly to stop it from spreading. Precept 3. Always be rested. Fighting and adventuring take their toll on your body. When you rest, your body strengthens and repairs itself. The longer you rest, the stronger you become. Precept 4. Forget your past. The past is painful, and thinking about your past can only bring you misery. Think about something else instead, such as the future or some food. Precept 5. Strength beats strength. Is your opponent strong? No matter. Simply overcome their strength with even more strength, then they'll soon be defeated. Precept 6. Choose your own fate. Our elders teach us that fate is chosen for us before we are even born. I disagree. Precept 7. Mourn not the dead. When we die, do things get better for us or worse? There's no way to tell, so we shouldn't bother mourning. Or celebrating, for that matter. Precept 8. Travel alone. You can rely on nobody, and nobody will always be loyal. Therefore, nobody should be your constant companion. Precept 9. Keep your home tidy. Your home is where you keep your most prized possession, yourself. Therefore, you should make an effort to keep it nice and clean. Some of these are nice, actual advice, and some of them are garbage. Precept 10. Keep your weapon sharp. I make sure that my weapon, Life Ender, is kept well sharpened at all times. This makes it much easier to cut things. Precept 11. Mothers will always betray you. This precept explains itself. Oh boy. And what does she think about all this? I came to this kingdom to fulfill a promise, and now I have succeeded. That promise I made so long ago. A promise to myself. A promise of glory. Glory for I, Zote the Mighty. I never doubted myself, never faltered, and now I have achieved everything I desired. I did not mean to dream nail you, Zote. Heroic. Beautiful. Whatever. Precept 12. Keep your cloak dry. If your cloak gets wet, dry it as soon as you can. Wearing wet clothes is unpleasant and can lead to illness. Precept 13. Never be afraid. Fear can only hold you back. Facing your fears can be a tremendous effort. Therefore, you should just not be afraid in the first place. Precept 14. Respect your superiors. If someone is your superior in strength or intellect or both, you need to show them your respect. Don't ignore them or laugh at them. Precept 15. One foe, one blow. You should only use a single blow to defeat an enemy. Any more is a waste. Also, by counting your blows as you fight, you'll know how many foes you've defeated. Not true, but okay. Precept 16. Don't hesitate. Once you've made a decision, carry it out, and don't look back. You'll achieve much more this way. Precept 17. Believe in your strength. Others may doubt you, but there's someone you can always trust. Yourself. Make sure to believe in your own strength, and you will never falter. I ran out of drink. That's the worst part. Precept 18. Seek truth in the darkness. This precept also explains itself. How? But okay. See, I had to record this video tonight and not later because I would have forgotten the tune of the song that I mostly made up on my own to begin with, so it's out there on the internet and I can listen to it as many times as I want, but Baklavabutis. Precept 19. If you try, succeed. If you're going to attempt something, make sure you achieve it. If you do not succeed, then you have actually failed. Avoid this at all costs. Precept 20. Speak only the truth. When speaking to someone, it is courteous and also efficient to speak truthfully. Beware, though, that speaking truthfully may make you enemies. This is something you'll have to bear. I don't think you're following that entirely, but whatever. Precept 21. Oh, be aware of your surroundings. Don't just walk along staring at the ground, you need to look up every so often, to make sure nothing takes you by surprise. And even sometimes it will. I don't know why I'm saving, it's probably just to get away from Zote for a hot minute. Precept 22. Abandon the nest. As soon as I could, I left my birthplace and made my way out into the world. Do not linger in the nest, there is nothing for you there. We learn a lot about Zote. Precept 23. Identify the foe's weak point. That tripping over my words thing is why I recorded the song like 3 or 4 times. Every foe you encounter has a weak point, such as a crack in their shell or being asleep. You must constantly be alert and scrutinizing your enemy to detect their weakness. Precept 24. Strike the foe's weak point. Once you have how do you strike asleep? Whatever. Once you have identified your foe's weak point as per the previous precept, strike it. This will instantly destroy them. At least you should hope so. Precept 25. Protect your own weak point. Be aware that your foe will try to identify your weak point, so you must protect it. The best protection, never having a weak point in the first place. Zote, your weak point is being too light. I will believe you are indestructible, but not undefeatable. Precept 26. Don't trust your reflection. When peering at certain shining surfaces, you may see a copy of your own face. The face will mimic your movements and seem similar to your own, but don't think it can be trusted. Oh boy. Precept 27. Eat as much as you can. When having a meal, eat as much as you possibly can. This gives you extra energy and means you can eat less frequently. Okay. Precept 28. Don't peer into the darkness. If you peer into the darkness and can't see anything for too long, your mind will start to linger over old memories. Memories are to be avoided as per Precept 4. Precept 29. Develop your sense of direction. It's easy to get lost when traveling through winding, twisting caverns. Having a good sense of direction is like having a magical map inside of your head. Very useful. That one I kind of take literally because I don't have a marker for my map. So every time I open my map, I'm like, where am I? Where am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? Stop. Precept 30. Never accept a promise. Spurn the promises of others, as they are always broken. Promises of love or betrothal are to be avoided especially. I'm surprised Bretta doesn't drop him immediately right then and there for having said that. Precept 31. Disease lives inside the dirt. If you get sick, you'll get sick if you spend too much time in filthy places. If you are staying in someone else's home, demand the highest level of cleanliness from your host. Okay. Precept 32. Names have power. Names have power, and so to name something is to grant it power. I myself named my nail Lifeender. Do not steal the name I came up with. Invent your own. Lifeender is made of wood. You may have granted it power, but only like a small amount. Hardly anything. Precept 33. Show the enemy no respect. I don't remember where the beechwood idea came from for Zod's blade, but I know for a fact it's made of beechwood. It's mentioned somewhere in game. Being gallant to your enemies is no virtue. If someone opposes you, they don't deserve respect or kindness or mercy. Precept 34. Don't eat immediately before sleeping. This can cause restlessness and indigestion. It's just common sense. Precept 35. Up is up and down is down. If you fall over in the darkness, it can be easy to lose your bearing and forget which way is up. Keep this precept in mind. Precept 36. Eggshells are brittle. Once again, this precept explains itself. But what does it mean? Precept 37. Borrow, but do not lend. If you lend and are repaid, you gain nothing. If you borrow, but do not repay, you gain everything. That's stealing, Zod. Precept 38. Beware the mysterious force. A mysterious force bears down on us from above, pushing us downward. If you spend too long in the air, the force will crush you against the ground and destroy you. Beware. Don't jump? It's called gravity. It's kind of exactly what makes this game a platformer. Also, every time I strike you, you fly into the air, and I don't know, never mind. I'm thinking too hard while talking to a thoughtless man. Precept 39. Eat quickly and drink slowly. Your body is a delicate thing, and you must fuel it with great deliberation. Food must go in as fast as possible, but fluids at a slower rate. Otherwise, you drowned, I guess. Precept 40. Obey no law but your own. Laws written by others may inconvenience you, or be a burden. Let your own desires be the only law. That would break the law. And, laws are made for a reason. Precept 41. Learn to detect lies, or at least I hope laws are made for a reason. When others speak, they usually lie. Scrutinize and question them relentlessly until they reveal their deceit. Every time I'm playing Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm like, my character is suspicious, I do exactly this. Precept 42. Spend Geo when you have it. Some will cling on to their Geo, even taking it into the dirt with them when they die. It is better to spend it when you can, so you can enjoy various things in life. That's a good way to put it. Precept 43. Never forgive. If someone asks forgiveness of you, for instance a brother of yours, always deny it. That brother, whoever it is, doesn't deserve such a thing. Precept 44. You cannot breathe water. Water is refreshing, but if you try to breathe it, you're in for a nasty shock. As it turns out, that's drowning. Precept 45. One thing is not another. This should be obvious, but I've had others try to argue that one thing, which is clearly what it is and not something else, is actually some other thing, which it isn't. Stay on your guard. This one's just funny. Because it sounds like nonsense. Precept 46. The world is smaller than you think. When young, you tend to think that the world is vast, huge, gigantic. It's only natural. Unfortunately, it's actually quite a lot smaller than that. I can say this now, having traveled everywhere in the land. Everywhere? I mean, where did we find him? Up in Green Path first. There's still a charm I need to get up there. Then I believe it was down in Deep Nest, I want to say? No, I found him in the City of Tears next. It's not important. I think I found him in Deep Nest next, and then over in Kingdom's Edge after that. Precept 47. Make your own weapon. Only you know exactly what is needed in your weapon. I myself fashioned Life Ender from shell wood at a young age. There we go, it's made out of wood. It has never failed me, nor I it. If you say so. Precept 48. Be careful with fire. Fire is a type of hot spirit that dances about recklessly. It can warm you and provide light, but it will also singe your shell if it gets too close. That's a thing about the DLC, but okay. Precept 49. Statues are meaningless. Do not honor them. No one has ever made a statue of you or I, so why should we pay them any attention? I don't want to break it to him just yet. Precept 50. Don't linger on mysteries. Some things in this world appear to us as puzzles, or enigmas. If the meaning behind something is not immediately evident, though, don't waste any time thinking about it. Just move on. I kind of blanked on this one. I wasn't paying attention. Precept 51. Nothing is harmless. There are 6 more after this. Given the chance, everything in this world will hurt you. Friends, foes, monsters, uneven paths. Be suspicious of them all. Precept 42. Beware the jealousy of fathers. Fathers believe that because they created us, we must serve them and never exceed their capabilities. If you wish to forge your own path, you must vanquish your father, or simply abandon him. Again, that's very telling. Precept 53. Do not steal the desires of others. Every creature keeps their desires locked up inside of themselves. If you catch a glimpse of another's desires, resist the urge to claim them as your own. It will not lead you to happiness. I believe this. Because a lot of the time I go, oh, I want to make something like that. And then I never actually do. Because that would be, the thing already exists in the world. Why would I make another one? Someone will just go, oh, it's this. And I will go, yeah, I guess. Precept 54. If you lock something away, keep the key. Nothing should be locked away forever, so hold on to your keys. You will eventually return and unlock everything you hid away. Precept 55. Bow to no one. There are those in this world who would impose their will on others. They claim ownership over your food, your land, your body, and even your thoughts. They have done nothing to earn these things. Never bow to them, and make sure to disobey their commands. Okay, last drop of soda I could manage out of the can. We're almost done. Precept 56. Do not dream. Dreams are dangerous things. Strange ideas, not your own, can worm their way into your mind. But if you resist those ideas, sickness will wreck your body. Best not to dream at all, like me. Okay. Precept 57. Obey all precepts. Most importantly, you must commit all of these precepts to memory and obey them unfailingly, including this one. Have you truly listened to everything I've said? Let's start again and repeat the 57 precepts of Zote. Give me a minute. Whew, that was a lot. So, you can totally go ahead and just skip this episode of Hollow Knight. I mean, it's all about the precepts. I mean, they are pretty good precepts when you get down to it. We might as well listen to them again. Shall we? Precept 1. Always win your battles. Losing a battle earns you nothing and teaches you nothing. Win your battles, or don't engage in them at all.